As a child I had a nightmare one night that almost killed me. I had dreamt of this half-dog, half-demon looking Doberman pinscher. It was very Freddy Krueger-like and had killed all the other kids in my apartment complex and was coming for me next. I was maybe 4 years old at the time, and when it reached my house it waited at the doorway for a moment. Its shadow began to stretch from under the door, and towards my bed. Then the floor and ceiling suddenly had spikes come from out of it and my bed was floating in the air. The door opened and the demon dog looked at me and smiled, then began floating in the air too, and just as he was leaping for me I woke up. My stepfather had said that he heard me screaming in my sleep and came to check on me and found me floating in the air 4 feet above my bed. If he had not dove to catch me I would have hit my head on the nightstand and died. 2 weeks later there was a fire in back of the apartment and I seemed to have been sleepwalking and walked straight into the fire. My stepfather rushed into the flames when a neighbor told him this and flung his coat over my head and brought me out of the fire. Not a single hair on my head was burned. We had to move after that. Years later I had another dream about the dog, but he wasn't a dog anymore but masquerading as Freddy Krueger. One by one my friends in the neighborhood died in the dream and I was all that was left, and then I woke up under this bridge we used to hang out at after school and don't know how I got there. My friends were standing over me and said they came to see if I was okay. I shrugged, and my friend was smoking a cigarette and I noticed the smoke was coming out of his throat. I looked at him but the lighting was bad and I couldn't make out his face clearly. They began to chuckle and I looked at my other friend and her eyes were missing from their sockets. That's when I heard something behind me and I spun around and was looking into this massive vortex of blackness. I heard my friends chuckling but it sounded like an echo. I turned back around and they were gone but I could still hear them laughing. That's when the demon appeared and he looked just like Freddy with the glove and everything. He popped out from behind one pillar and then ducked back, then he appeared from another and another, getting closer each time. My hand brushed over my pocket and I felt the outline of a switchblade. It was my friend's knife, but how did it get into my pocket? I waited for the Freddy demon to pop behind the last pillar and I pulled the knife from my pocket and hit the trigger as I spun around just in time for the blade to sink into his chest, past his ribs and straight into his heart. The demon gasped as I said, "Don't you hate it when that happens?" He stumbled back and his glove fell off his hand as he disappeared and reappeared behind the first pillar I saw him at. This swirling purple mist opened up in front of him as he screamed and begged. Then a bolt of lightning shot out from the whirlpool and when it did I could see the real him behind the Freddy illusion with spiraling horns and bat wings. Then he was drawn into the whirlpool and disappeared. Think that this was a vivid dream, but I still have the Freddy Krueger glove he dropped to this day.
Post 10 Gen N for an priceless Berget di Ashanti El Sufura Su Separate Demos Iado Netherati Burstmazen El Stragasi in Yote Dumo Netfogn Raw Gath Barhags Ragam Zigatru Brown Reveries Zegramia Zealous Kian, Suis Kapaiman, Hanchai Yanai, Ziao, Thuan Feni, Zephyrin Stai, Uboru Yen Yan, Ji Hyan Suiska, Hyan Yang Chu, Yan Zatak, Yan Si Honorable Zan Eri. Dian, Zan, Bai Ifayu, Zangan Yu Ian Su, Mongs Wens, Zan, Si Chu, Quark Fengu, Zaning Hubais, Benzathro X Duan, Enastridihu Hat.
I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it.
Oh my God.
Travis has arranged to meet with electrical energy experts Justin Hayes and Drew Eby from Applied Tesla Tech Incorporated.
Hey, fellas.
Hey, guys.
How are you?
They are preparing to recreate one of Nikola Tesla's most audacious and groundbreaking experiments.
Well, let's start talking about what we got to do to get this experiment rolling.
Well, we're pretty far along so far.
Yeah, looks cool. Tell us about what you've got.
It's a couple of really big Tesla coils.
And how big?
Oh, about 25 kilowatts big.
They will attempt to remotely power a small electric boat by using a pair of Tesla coils located on the shore. A Tesla coil is an electrical resonant transformer that, depending on its size, can significantly amplify electrical energy. For this experiment, the Tesla coils will be set up a distance of 30 feet apart. The transmitting coil will send energy through the air to the top of the receiver coil, and then through the ground back to the transmitting coil, creating a complete circuit. If successful, the energy being emitted from the Tesla coils and through the ground will in turn power the miniature boat.
We're
ready to do this?
This land is mine. God gave this land to me. This brave and ancient land to me. And when the morning sun reveals her hills and plains, then I see a land where children can run free. So take my hand and walk this land with me, and walk this lovely land with me. Though I'm just a man, when you are by my side, with the help of God, I know I can be strong. Though just a man, when you are by my side, with the help of God, I know I can be strong to make this land our home. If I must fight, I'll fight to make this land our own, until